Even super spies sometimes have to deal with family reunions. The upcoming film Black Widow shows one of the MCU's original Avengers returning home, but it's not necessarily a happy occasion. Natasha Romanov must return to Russia to take care of some unfinished business. Tasha must work with her former mentor, a younger rival, and a Soviet-style Captain America to get to the bottom of a world-shaking conspiracy.
Family. Back together again.
Hey folks, welcome to The Binger. In this video, we're gonna make some guesses about some possible cameos that might pop up, including some current or former Avengers. And here's your final warning, massive potential spoilers ahead.
You don't know everything about me. The Avengers weren't my first family.
As the events of Avengers Endgame revealed, Natasha lost her life when she and Hawkeye went to Vormir to retrieve the Soul Stone. Her sacrifice enables the Avengers to gather the 6 Infinity Stones, defeat Thanos, and restore the lives that the Mad Titan Snap snuffed out. The new Black Widow film takes place between the events of Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. The Avengers are in pieces, with the battle between Team Iron Man and Team Captain America leaving many of Earth's mightiest heroes on their own. Natasha learns about a new world of widows, the young girls who were trained as assassins in the infamous Red Room. She returns to Russia and meets Yelena Belova, a younger widow played by Frances Pugh of Fighting With My Family fame. Natasha also meets one of her former instructors, Melina Vostokoff, played by Rachel Weisz. They get some assistance from Red Guardian, a former Soviet super soldier played by Stranger Things' David Harbour. But could Natasha also get a little help from her Avengers teammates?
I'm always picking up after you boys.
Could Iron Man make a triumphant return to the MCU in 2020? The climactic moments of Avengers Endgame saw Tony Stark make the sacrifice play when his snap undid Thanos' damage, costing him his life. Since the Black Widow film takes place before Endgame, the possibility exists that he could make a comeback just like Natasha. Even the film's IMDb page lists Robert Downey Jr. as a rumored member of the cast. Downey had announced after Endgame that he was done playing Tony Stark, and he appears to be fulfilling that promise. So how could Iron Man end up in the Black Widow movie? Reports have surfaced that several deleted scenes filmed during Civil War included interactions between Tony and Natasha. Audiences at San Diego Comic-Con and other promotional events got to see some of these scenes prior to the theatrical release of Civil War. Director Kate Shortland could drop in some of these scenes as a way to include the Armored Avenger in the Black Widow film. These scenes would allow them to use Downey's performance without the needs to bring him on set. In Civil War, Natasha and Tony fought on opposite sides of the battle over the Sokovia Accords. Natasha sided with Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in opposition of the Accords. Since the events of Black Widow take place before Steve Rogers went back in time, audiences could see the Star-Spangled Avengers on the silver screen one more time. In Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Natasha and Cap worked closely with each other as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. They even uncovered the conspiracy that Hydra was pulling S.H.I.E.L.D. strings all along. In one of the deleted scenes from Civil War, Natasha tells Cap that she joined his side because she didn't want him to be alone. With this in mind, could Black Widow also bring Chris Evans back into the MCU? Again, if the rumors regarding Tony Stark are to be believed, they could bring back Cap through the use of those deleted scenes from Civil War. However, bringing a hero dressed like an American flag into the heart of Mother Russia could pose some problems, even for people used to fighting aliens. Another Avenger who's been rumored to show up in Black Widow is Falcon, aka Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie. The Falcon partners with Captain America and Black Widow in Winter Soldier. The Falcon and Black Widow also sided with Team Cap in Civil War. So could the Winged Wonder team up with the super spy one more time? Could he provide some much-needed aerial reconnaissance on one of Natasha's missions? In one word, doubtful. On the film's IMDb page, Mackie isn't listed as a cast member, unlike like RDJ. Also, from a story perspective, the possibility of sneaking the Falcon into Russia poses the same issues as those for Captain America. Like Cap, Sam is less of a spy and more of a soldier, so he might have some of the same hesitations about the murky world of espionage. However, Sam showed no hesitation in flirting with Natasha in Winter Soldier, so Natasha could persuade him to help her out. Just don't get your hopes up on seeing a team up between the Red Guardian and the Falcon's drone, Red Wing. One of the closest relationships Natasha's had since leaving Russia has been with former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Clint Barton, also known as Hawkeye. In the first Avengers film, audiences learned that these two were longtime partners with S.H.I.E.L.D. In Avengers Age of Ultron, when the Avengers retreat to Clint's farmhouse, Clint's children call her Aunt Nat.
Did you bring any Nat?
In Avengers Endgame, she tracks him down in Tokyo and convinces him to rejoin the remnants of the team after he lost his family in the snap. Even on opposite sides in Civil War, they promised to remain friends.
We're still friends, right?
So, could Hawkeye bring his bow and arrows to Russia and help his closest friends? Just like Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie, Jeremy Renner is not listed on the film's IMDb page. However, in the case of many surprise cameos, the filmmakers do not list these actors in the IMDb listing prior to the film's release. If there is a Hawkeye cameo, fans will hope for the answer to the ultimate question: what exactly happened with those two in Budapest?
Just like Budapest all over again!
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
In one of the theatrical trailers, Natasha mentions that she once had nothing. Then I got this job, this family. When she mentions family, the trailers show Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye and Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury. During his time as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Fury served as a father figure to wayward souls like Hawkeye and Black Widow. Fury also may have personally recruited Natasha to join S.H.I.E.L.D. after she left Russia. Natasha's actions in The Winter Soldier helped reveal the conspiracy that S.H.I.E.L.D. had been compromised by Hydra since the spy agency's beginnings. The collapse of S.H.I.E.L.D., followed by the split among the Avengers, left both Natasha and Fury adrift. Could the master spy himself help his protege out of a family jam? While Samuel L. Jackson is not listed among the cast, his one-eyed alter ego could still make an appearance. A major source of the conflict between Natasha and her Russian allies could lie in the reason she left to join S.H.I.E.L.D. Who else could have been more instrumental in Natasha leaving the Red Room behind than the person who recruited her into S.H.I.E.L.D.? In 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp, actor Walton Goggins played Sonny Burke. Burke was an arms dealer who wanted to capture the quantum technology that gave the shrinking superheroes their powers. Rumors have surfaced that Goggins is set to reprise his role in Black Widow. With a new world of widows on the loose, Goggins' Burke may see what could be trouble for Black Widow as an opportunity for himself. In both the comics and the Ant-Man sequel, Burke has sought out ways to exploit new technology and weaponize it wherever possible. Rumors surrounding the film have posited that Black Widow and her allies will attempt to keep some form of advanced technology out of the wrong hands. At least one pair of those wrong hands would be at the end of Burke's wrists. Some observers have speculated that Burke may have a connection to Taskmaster, the film's main antagonist. Since the events of Black Widow take place before Ant-Man and Wasp, audiences should expect Burke to survive any close calls. One of the longest-lasting Avengers antagonists, both in the comics and in the MCU, is General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. In the comics, Ross was the general who ordered the Gamma Bomb test that transformed scientist Bruce Banner into the Incredible Hulk. In the MCU, Ross was the Secretary of State who called on the Avengers to sign the Sokovia Accords. Ross's prompting on these accords led to the split between Team Cap and Team Iron Man seen in Captain America: Civil War. Unlike some of the other names mentioned here, actor William Hurt is listed among the cast for Black Widow. He's also visible in the trailer, leading troops in their apparent mission of pursuing Natasha through Europe. The question isn't whether Ross will appear in the film, the real question is, what does his presence mean for both Black Widow and the wider MCU? In the comics, after the Avengers disappeared, a team of villains disguised themselves as heroes. They called themselves the Thunderbolts. With the Avengers in apparent disarray, could this film mark the points where Ross creates his own team of Thunderbolts? The film's big bad promises to be one of the most unusual and dangerous foes from the pages of the Avengers comics, the Taskmaster. While heroes like Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye have taken years to develop their skills, the Taskmaster can accomplish the same feats in an instant. Taskmaster has the unique ability to watch any movement and copy it to perfection on the first try. With powers like that, he could have just watched videos of the world's greatest athletes, dancers, or acrobats and made millions as a performer. Instead, he hires himself out as a mercenary and instructor for supervillain henchmen. He even has replicas of several superhero accessories, such as Captain America's shield, Hawkeye's bow, and Spider-Man's web shooters. The trailer shows Black Widow shooting at someone, but her target raises a shield and deflects bullets, much like Cap would. When they fight, they both spring to their feet at the same time with the same move. Natasha asks herself, who is this guy? It's a question that comic book readers have asked since the character debuted nearly 4 decades ago, as he has never shown his face. Now we're getting into heavy spoiler territory. Some of these events may or may not show up in the final cut of the film, but they have been the subject of intense speculation. One reported scene involves a meeting between Yelena Belova and Thunderbolt Ross. The scene may be part of Ross's efforts to create his own team. Some of the rumored members of that team would include Helmut Zemo, the villain in Civil War played by Daniel Bruhl. In the comics, Zemo was the leader behind the villainous Thunderbolts team. Zemo is also rumored to be the antagonist in the upcoming The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. An additional scene may give Natasha the tribute she deserves for her sacrifice in Endgame. While Tony Stark got a huge funeral at the climax of Endgame, some fans thought that the lack of memorial for Natasha seemed to ignore her contribution. In what some fans may see as rectifying an injustice, the film may have a scene in which Hawkeye and his family visit Natasha's grave. If this scene happens, it would be a fitting tribute to a founding Avenger. Will Black Widow be Marvel's next breakout hit? Who else could make a surprise cameo? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to The Binger to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.